Okay, so welcome to my vlog review of The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. Now that the boring part is over, let's get to the nitty-gritty wonderful of this video, which is theme. So the theme of The Fault in Our Stars is really hard to determine because it really depends on who you are and what the book means to you. But before we really dig deep into it, I want to do like a quick review over the book. So Hazel and Augustus, two teenagers, surviving of cancer, I guess you could say. Hazel still has cancer and is struggling with it, and Augustus has a prosthetic leg, and from his cancer, which he's NEC of. Anyway, so before we really get into it, the purpose that I'm telling you this and the theme and whatever is to help you get a better sense of the reading. I mean, it's really easy just to read a book and be like, oh, that was a good book. But when you look at it theme-wise, it's really enriching to you as a reader because it helps you understand where the author is coming from and it helps you understand their character's perspective. So that's why, and so on and so on. So on one hand, this leaves the reader on the edge of the page, while on the other hand, there's a certain beauty to the representation of this fragileness of life. I mean, Peter Van Houten actually mentions this somewhat on page 111 of The Fault in Our Stars. He writes to Augustus, "Everyone in this tale has a rock-solid Hamartia, hers that she is so sick, yours that you are so well. Were she better or you sicker, then the stars would not be so terribly crossed. But it is the nature of the stars to cross, and never was Shakespeare more wrong than when he had Cassius note, 'The fault, dear Brutus, is not in our stars, but in ourselves.' Easy enough to say when you're a Roman nobleman or Shakespeare, but there is no shortage of fault to be found amid our stars. I believe that quote really encompasses what I'm trying to say. One of them is on the brink of death, and because of this, the book revolves around death to some degree. However, it is mostly about people dealing with death, like when Augustus says he fears oblivion. Hazel responds to Augustus' fear of oblivion by telling him, "There will come a time," I said, "when all of us are dead. All of us. There will come a time when there are no human beings remaining to remember that anyone ever existed or that our species ever did anything. There will be no one left to remember Aristotle or Cleopatra, let alone you. Everything that we did and built and wrote and thought and discovered will be forgotten, and all of this," I gestured encompassingly, "will have been for naught. Maybe that time is coming soon, and maybe it is millions of years away, but even if we survive the collapse of our sun, we will not survive forever. There was time before organisms experience consciousness, and there will be time after. And if the inevitability of human oblivion worries you, I encourage you to ignore it. God knows that everyone else does." That is most definitely one of my favorite quotes in this book, and I really think that it brings meaning to it, and it really sets the stage for the theme of death and dealing with it and what comes after it. I mean, all through this book, they are talking about those things. They're talking about death, dealing with it, everything. But what I really think is awesome about it is I remember later on when Augustus and Hazel eat dinner at Orangey, they talk about what comes after this life. Hazel replies that she isn't so sure. However, Augustus believed in something with a capital S. I think that was really awesome because there has yet to be a dead person come back to life just to tell what happens after this life. I mean, Augustus is sort of taking the easy, less controversial stance that something comes after this life, but he's pretty vague about it. Hazel talks about the grenade effect, all the people shall hurt by dying, all throughout The Fault in Our Stars. Hazel and Augustus pass back and forth their ideas about death, dealing with it, and what comes after. Hazel was dead on when she said it was a side effect of cancer, a side effect of dying, and she was right. But it was also a side effect of living. I mean, everyone is so worried about the future and what happens, and especially dying. So that's what I think. Thank you. Have a wonderful rest of your life. Comment below and what John Green calls the doobly-doo and what I call the whatchamacallit. Thanks. Bye.